Hello there. You're very welcome to What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko. I'll have you know that this show is proudly sponsored by Tasty Tom Kakra Na Ye Bebre Indomie. It tastes great. Fortune Rice, it's Mama's Choice. Omopa especially, you know, for the jollof and the wache and all that. And Frital, you, yes you deserve a life of goodness. Now, we're welcoming back one of my favorite chefs onto the show today, Chef Pieter Milan, and Usmachendat milk tart. We're making a milk tart today. Yeah, I spoke South Africans, give me fast. And so my South African brothers and sisters, let me know how I did. I'm sure Chef Pieter will let me know how I did as well when he came, because he's my teacher, he's my Afrikaans teacher. And when we come back, we start making our milk tarts, which is a huge delicacy in South Africa. I'm told there's an entire holiday, public holiday, for milk tarts, where people do festivals, make all sorts of different things to celebrate the milk tarts. But there's a catch with the one we're making. We're going to use some coconut milk, doing it the Ghana way for South Africa. So we'll be right back, and when we come back, Chef Pieter joins us and we get cooking. Welcome back. Look, today I'm on an Afrikaans roll, but it's just because Chef Pieter is here. He's coaching me from the sidelines. So it's time to bring him onto the set. I did mention earlier that we are making a South African legendary South African milk tart, or milk tart, as we would say in Afrikaans, as we would say in South Africa. And it's a world famous delicacy, very, very special. And Chef will tell us more about that when he comes. But we have some of the dough here for the tart. And as for me, I'm just eating it because that's what I like to do. But Chef, you're very welcome. Chef Pieter Milan, ladies and gentlemen, he's no stranger to this show. He's no stranger to Channel 1 TV. You can catch him sometimes on Breakfast Daily, on Sunday Breakfast on Channel 1 as well. But he is the executive chef, group executive chef for that matter, of the Fiesta group, so Fiesta Royale Hotel, Fiesta Residences. You know, he and his team are doing some badass work there. Very, very, very great work. You're welcome, Chef. Good to see you again,
Dankie dat ek hier kan wees vandag.
Oh.
Terwyl jy nou Afrikaans wil praat.
Welkom.
Baie dankie.
Welkom.
Dankie, ek waardeer dit.
Yeah, got it.
That's amazing. Wow, your Afrikaans is getting well, huh? Wow.
Thanks to you.
Is it the Dalian Mathieu? Did you start, do you think of, I know you love Dalian Mathieu.
I do love that.
You have never tried one of her.
I actually want to be able to
Afrikaans.
read her work in Afrikaans one
Wow.
day. I do.
Wow.
I really do.
Amazing.
Because you would agree with me, I'm sure, Chef, that when you read a work in translation, it doesn't matter how brilliantly it's been translated. There's nothing like reading it in the language that it was written in or produced in.
Yes.
And I really want to be able to do that.
Have you watched the movie?
So since you recommended it, I have.
And?
I have.
And was there some tears?
Look, you know how they usually say that the movie is not as good as the book?
Yeah.
There's that kind of notion, apart from a few examples.
Yeah.
But no, movie
You
class
enjoyed
of its
it.
own.
Oh, nice.
It gave me a whole different perspective. And you know when you're reading, you sort of imagine what the characters look like, and brilliant production.
And was it difficult to read the subtitles and follow the Afrikaans?
No, not at all.
Wow, okay, amazing.
But I do watch a lot of film that is not necessarily being spoken in English or language that I understand. So I'm used to doing subtitles, and I'm a fast reader.
Milk tart is the first step in becoming a South African Afrikaans ambassador. So, you know, milk tart, we spoke about this before. You know, there's some national dishes that you get, and especially also in Ghanaian cuisine, where if it's a special occasion, a wedding, a funeral, birth of a child, whatever, there's always milk tart available there.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so there's so many different varieties of milk tart, and all the families, or all our families, have different ways of making it. You get the cheap ones, that's quick and instant. These days, with the American influence of some of the supermarket or big franchises that we have in South Africa, you even see big brands like McDonald's, Krispy Kreme, incorporating that
That
in the
is so
menus
cool.
just to bring that African flavor or South
That's
African
so
flavor
cool.
to
Just
them.
like how we had kinky and jollof on some of our franchise
Oh
menus.
wow!
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Amazing,
yes, we
amazing.
do.
So we're always very proud if we, as a South African, see Melktert somewhere. We even have a very big band in South Africa that's called the Melktert Commissie, and named after the famous tart.
So it's actually that big a deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. We have a National Milk Tart Day. That's a huge day every year that gets celebrated.
So I
People
saw
eat
that,
milk tart.
you know.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's so funny, but it's such a humble dessert, and people just like it so much. And like my kids, you know, like they will just. You get a supermarket milk tart, right? So supermarket milk tart is one that you almost at any convenience store in South Africa you'll get it. It's quite simple. It's in a foil container. It has the little milk tart in there, and that one is the one that you normally sneak out like for midnight snack, or like if your kids get it, they will just chow it and like wherever they get an opportunity. And then you get the one that the grannies and the aunts make.
Like the one
Yeah.
that you're going to make today. I'm sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So a basic cookie dough. Okay, so I got the ingredients here. I'm just gonna run through it. This is what you can make at home, and then I'm gonna just also talk about the different versions that you can make. So the cookie dough one, or a sweet pastry. So basic sweet pastry in terms of egg, flour, sugar, and then margarine or butter. Mix it together, and that's kind of going to be our crust for the milk tart. Other varieties, like I said, the cheat version of making a milk tart is sometimes to do a biscuit crust. So where you can just buy pre-baked like coconut biscuits, crush it up, a little bit of melted margarine, bring it together and use that as the crust and the bottom of it. And then you get the very Dutch version. That's the one like if you have a lot of time, the baked milk tart, where it's a little bit more complex, takes a little bit more time. But I'm showing you one today that's like in the middle.
In the middle.
In the middle.
So you can get some respect from a chef like Chef Pieter or any of his contemporaries in the Ghana Chefs Association. But at the same time, it's simple enough for you to pull off.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
So a tart shell, okay.
So we need that.
Yes, we
This
just
is what we call a tart shell.
tart shell.
What if you don't have a tart shell?
Well, you can use whatever you have that you can make smaller versions of it.
Okay.
You can use disposable tin foil shells if you
Okay.
have that. And also a cake tin. If you have a cake tin, you can use that. Make a little bit of bigger one.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be this.
Doesn't need to be.
Yeah, sometimes people like a milk tart that's a milk tart. So,
Very
you
deep.
know, a very deep one. But I normally prefer to do this one. This is very similar to what you'll find in a supermarket, this type of shape. And normally custom what you will get.
Okay.
So I know you've been laughing about the cookie dough. It's not cookie dough actually. It's a sweet crust, so sweet pastry. And all that we're going to do is our hands are clean, and this tin has just been oiled a little bit. We're just going to push it out to form basically a shell, right?
So as we used to oil it.
Yes, just normal
vegetable oil, fried oil.
fried whatever oil you have available. You can do margarine also.
Okay. Can you do butter?
You can do butter. Obviously, butter will also give it a nice taste to it. But this is purely for the basis to remove it easily afterwards. It's not for giving flavor or anything like that. You can obviously, another way to do this is if you don't want to use this method, you can roll it out. And then if you have a smaller tin, roll it out, put it over the tin, and then cut off the sides. If you have a larger tin and you have a certain amount left after you have a friend that's eating the...
Yes, after Appy has been eating it. Thank you for the shade, Chef Pieter. I take it with glory.
I'm joking. You can do this version here, right? So this is very easy, and then on this way you're also just making sure you're getting it all even in the pan and pressing it in. Getting it in all the corners, getting the shape of the pan going.
Okay.
So that's what we want to do. And we are basically going to continue with that until the whole shell has been formed.
Okay.
And then what
But
we
it doesn't need to be thick, does it? Because
No.
I see you're creating just a very thin layer.
It needs to be quite thin. You don't want it to be too thick. You are going for the milk tart. So you want the milk tart filling in it, not
Yeah,
actually
not
the
the
shell.
crust, that's
Although the sweet crust is
not a
nice
meat pie.
with it. Yeah.
It's not a meat pie.
Let's talk about honestly speaking, there is one thing that I am strictly avoiding because I like it so much. It's a Ghanaian meat pie.
Yeah, the Ghanaian
Oh,
meat pie, man.
So where does that come from? I mean, what's it's very European because it's like almost a water crust, right?
It is, but I don't know what the origin is.
Yeah.
You know, I need to investigate how that became a part of our
Yeah.
cuisine because it's such an integral part of our cuisine.
Yeah.
And it's been for a very long time.
And you know what's the thing about it is that you know, we love pies in South Africa also, but our pies, and we call it a garage pie. You get it at every filling station. You get a little pie counter that sells pies in there, and that, but it's made of a very light buttery puff pastry.
Okay.
Where the Ghanaian meat pie is more like a crust,
It's
you know.
heavy,
Yeah.
it's a crust. It's a whole meal on its own.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, so that's what it looks
Okay,
like.
that's how it looks
It
like.
actually is very thin. But how do we get to this point? So I mean, I know you mentioned
Yeah.
it. So in terms of how we get the consistency for the tart,
Yes.
for the crust right, how
Yes.
does that happen?
So that's a combination of, you can do either butter or margarine,
Okay.
flour and sugar, a little bit of baking powder.
So can we use all this butter?
Yes,
So how
yeah.
much butter is this?
So that's about
half a
100, yeah, I'm going to say about 120 grams of
Okay,
butter.
110
Yeah.
grams of butter.
So then a cup of flour.
Okay.
So that's a little bit more than a cup. So we can just take out the cup in there. Let me eyeball it
Yes,
for
you
you.
can eyeball it
Yeah.
best. So 1 cup of flour.
1 cup of flour. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
And then sugar. Okay,
How
inside
much
there.
sugar?
So
About
that's just
2
actually
tablespoons,
for sweetness,
Just
right?
for sweetness.
Yeah, so it's
So
not
not much.
yeah, not really part of the whole pinch of baking powder, and then we're gonna
So
add 1
baking
egg
powder,
to it.
not baking soda.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna add 1 egg to it, and then basically you go in with your fingers and you combine it until you have a biscuit crust. Okay.
Okay.
In there, and I know this can look sticky.
Do we add cinnamon?
No, cinnamon comes
Later.
Wow. So cinnamon is the
As you can see, I'm
secret.
just looking for something that I can eat.
Cinnamon is
And I don't even feel bad about it.
cinnamon is the secret of a milk tart, but it only comes on the milk tart at the end, right?
Okay, okay.
So
So no cinnamon, no nutmeg in the crust.
no,
Just literally a very basic crust.
yeah. So that's in there, and now we're just gonna add a little bit more until it comes off the sides.
Okay.
All right. So, and that there you have it. Basically, your
Very simple.
very simple. That's your sweet crust.
So it's like making a mixture for achomo. So you know achomo, chin chin.
No, what's that?
Okay, so you know we've got these very small. They're usually cut into cubes.
Yeah.
It's like sweet flour chips.
Yeah.
Nibbles, yes.
Oh, is
But
this
they're
how you
sweet.
make it?
Yeah, so this is the base for it.
Oh, really?
Your margarine. I mean, we typically wouldn't use butter.
Yeah.
But because I mean, we make these things for funerals
Yeah.
or in large quantities. Butter would kill your pocket, right?
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
some people at home would use butter. So once
Amazing.
you have your margarine,
So,
your flour,
Yeah.
and we'll use pastry flour, so the soft flour.
Oh, wow.
Not the bread
yes,
flour.
yes.
A bit of egg. What else? Yes, your sugar. And then we would typically add some nutmeg. Some, like in my home, my late grandma, my mom's mom, my mom, they would have added a bit of cinnamon as well.
Oh,
A
wow.
bit of salt, pinch of salt, and then just
And
mix
all
everything
things
in.
nice.
Yeah,
And there you
mix
go.
everything. Yeah.
So this one,
Sometimes you could add a tiny bit of baking powder as well,
oh, wow.
just to make sure that when you fry
Yes.
it doesn't become too hard.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, but
wow.
some people like to knock their teeth
yes.
into it.
So this is the mixture.
Love it.
You would mix it in with your hand nicely, form a ball, let it rest a little bit before you use it to make your
Wonderful.
short crust there.
Oh yes, and sometimes you could add evaporated milk. You know we love our evaporated
Oh,
milk
yes,
as
the
well.
ideal milk, right?
Yes. So evaporated milk,
So
just put a bit of it in there.
That's one thing that there's a lot of similarity in South Africa. We also love evaporated milk, and especially to drink it with tea.
Yes, very important. Ooh, I see the tart. Okay, but we don't need this one now.
No. So there's your snack. Do you want to get your oil ready?
Sounds like a brilliant idea.
So
I'm gonna add a bit of cinnamon to this and experiment a bit. Chef has given me things to play with.
Okay, then we can start with the actual milk tart filling. Okay, while the oven is heating up there, we're gonna blind bake this.
Okay.
So it's just gonna go in for about 10 minutes until it's golden brown.
Did you get the
comes
term?
out.
We're blind baking. So
Yeah.
you're basically just trying to dry this up,
Yeah.
crisp it up a bit. But you're not baking the whole thing, like
Yeah.
from start to finish, right?
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna start with the rest of the milk tart mixture. So like I said before, obviously calling it a milk tart, milk is king in this whole thing. Right. So in a pan, we're gonna get our flame going there. We're gonna add 500 ml of milk,
Okay. So this is full cream milk.
full cream milk, yeah. Okay. And then this is a little bit of the twist. This is not traditional at all. Is the condensed and the coconut. Okay, so 125 of each to
Okay.
make another cup.
Okay.
So coconut milk goes in there.
So basically, we take out 1 cup of the
The milk.
normal milk,
Yes.
the cow's milk, and
Absolutely, and we
then
substitute
we
it
substitute with half and half
half and half.
for coconut milk,
Yes.
and then condensed
And
milk.
that's going to give it a beautiful tropical flavor. And I just love it.
You just love it how I'm eating it. Yeah, I'm giving myself a snack.
Amazing.
Why not?
Why not?
Don't
Why
try
not?
this at home.
I mean, this is the kitchen. We can be whoever you want to be. No? So that goes up. And we're just going to bring this up to boiling point now. And then remove it from the fire.
Don't you like drama on your camera? Shut up. Like, I can't be shy. No. You have to give people something to do. I'm sure there's someone who will be sitting at home and be like, ah, this girl is just eating that. Look how she's eating it.
Good. On our milk, we're going to add 1 spoon of butter while you're doing your
Are you
cookie mixture. Or what is left from my butter. Okay.
Okay, so we're adding some butter.
Yeah, we're going to add some butter. Okay.
Okay.
And
So this is to the milk,
to the milk.
coconut milk, and condensed milk
Yeah. Yes, that's
mixture. Okay.
it. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take 125 ml of milk.
Okay.
Okay. So 125 ml goes in there.
All right.
We're going to add 1 whole egg into the mixture.
Okay. I'm not even
Are
sorry.
you enjoying yourself?
I'm loving it. I think I need a little bit of salt in here.
A little bit of salt.
Yeah,
Okay,
is
this
this
is
the
your
salt?
salt, yeah.
I like how Chef is just entertaining my whims.
Sugar goes in there, right? Pinch of salt.
Okay.
Obviously, anytime you use or do something sweet, remember to add a pinch of salt. It just brings
has
out the
to,
sweetness.
exactly.
Okay. And then spoon of cornstarch. Okay, and then a spoon of flour.
Okay. Our normal wheat flour.
Normal wheat flour. Okay. And we're just gonna give this a pre-whisk. Okay. Make sure all the lumps are out. You don't want to get a lumpy milk tart. That's the worst thing you can ever do.
So this looks like it would be a fabulous dessert.
Oh,
Wonderful
so
dessert.
nice. And you, honestly, like I say, there's so many varieties of it. Each family has their own way. There's even cheap versions. These days you get instant milk tart, like a sachet that you just add milk to it.
And that's it.
That's it. So our milk is getting to boiling point there with
Yeah,
our,
the bubbles have started
yeah.
forming.
So we got that mixed through. Okay. And now we need to separate 2 eggs. Okay.
Separate. So we're separating the yolk from the egg white.
Yes.
Or the albumin.
That's it. So
We're the science students. Hi.
hello. One of my friends laughed to say hello.
Hello.
So separating your eggs. I'll show you an easy way to do it.
It is okay. Good old hands.
Good old hands.
I've realized that the higher you go in terms of your training as a chef or a culinary expert, professional, you use more and more of your hands.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that is the thing. A hand is an extension of our tools. So if you can't use your hands properly, then it means that, you know, somewhere you need to go back to your training, because it will come so naturally that when I'm finished with the egg, go and rinse my hand, come back, clean it. And when we are in a competition environment, and I just traveled the world, I just did my international training certification for world chefs. And you don't go into a professional competition where it's gloves and gloves the whole time, because you know why. Here's the thing about gloves. Gloves is only good for you to use if you're going to dispose it every time you touch something else. So if you have a box of gloves here, and I'm busy working with this, I actually supposed to go and dispose it, take new gloves, put it out. So it's much easier just to have hand sanitizer and, you know, a place where you can clean, right?
Well, that's interesting. All right, so while we're getting our milk tart base ready, chef, let's go for a break. Okay. So we're going for a break. We're making a milk tart here on What's Cooking, or a milk tart, if you're saying it in English. A South African delicacy, as I keep saying, and Chef Pieter Milan is my guest. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Yes, I did it. Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko. My guest today, Chef Pieter Milan, friend of Channel 1 TV, friend of What's Cooking. Don't forget that the show is sponsored by Frital. You deserve a life of goodness. Like we're enjoying it. I'm eating my cookie dough and all that. And then we also have Fortune Rice. It's Mama's choice, and look for the emopa if you love to make jollof, want to make some fried rice. You know, emopa is great for that. Okay, and then we also have Tasty Tom. Now we're making a milk tart,
yes,
or milk tart.
Milk tart,
awesome. Right? Yes, and the South Africans love it. You have a whole holiday dedicated to it. I can't believe it. Man.
International Milk Tart Day.
It's amazing.
That's it.
So people don't go to work, people don't go to school?
No, it's not a bank holiday.
Okay.
You know, it's a day that's celebrated mostly. There's a lot of festivals. There's schools get involved, locals get involved. There's milk tart eating competitions. How many you can eat? Everybody brings a milk tart. Who can bake the best milk tart? And luckily, a lot of this is also there's a lot of fun towards it. You know, charity involved and,
yes,
and you know, money being raised and all that. So it's a fun day.
I love
full
it.
of milk tart.
I love it. Full of milk tart. I love it. I love it.
So this is the king of the milk tart, right? So this is the milk that is being heated now,
yes,
and it has the butter inside. We made the Ghanaian version with a little bit of coconut milk, condensed milk inside.
Yes.
Okay.
Coconut milk and condensed milk in honor of Ghana.
That's it. And now we have 125 ml of milk that we just mixed with the cornstarch, egg yellow, two egg yellows, one whole egg, and then a little bit of sugar and salt.
Okay.
And the reason why, the biggest reason why we do this is that we don't want any lumps in here, right? So this is your heated milk mixture, and this is the combined flour and eggs in here now.
Okay.
And this is actually the most difficult part of the whole recipe.
Because you want to make sure you don't get lumps.
You don't want any lumps.
Because it's cold into hot.
Yes, yeah? And you don't want a lumpy milk tart. That's a big no-no.
Okay. So how do you make sure you don't get lumps then?
Basically, this method is the easiest way to do it, to pre-mix the flour and the eggs on the one side and then get it into the mixture here. Okay. And now we're just going to return this to the heat until the mixture gets a little bit thickened up. And then while it's thickening up on there, we still have our 2 egg whites over this side. Now this is the secret of the milk tart. We're going to whip that up, and then we're going to fold it into this mixture. And it's going to make it a little bit airy when it goes into the tart shell. Okay. So this goes back onto our heat.
This is actually a very technical recipe. Like you need to follow the steps to get it right.
You need to, but like I say, there's so many cheat versions of it that a lot of people don't follow the real way. And then, like I say, you also get the baked version. That's very similar to almost. I don't want to say because it doesn't have the cheesecake
But like a cheesecake,
mixture in it, but it's the consistency is much more thicker, and then like that's the bulk, the baked milk tart, and that's the Cape version of it is the baked one. Right.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the Cape version, as in the Cape Town version, of the milk tart,
Cape Townian version.
They bake it.
They bake it.
Okay.
And then you get this version here that's actually our crust is being baked in the oven, but you can make it completely bakeless. Only using this, and then like I said before, some people do the cheap version where they buy a biscuit that's already pre-made, crusted.
Like ginger snaps or something
ginger
like
snap
that.
or whatever you have, make it fine, and then add some melted margarine to it, bring it together, and use that as the base of your milk tart.
So cool, so cool. So guys, these are things that you can try at home. I mean, you have kids at home, get some malted milk, some ginger biscuits, and play around with the things. Could you use cornflakes too?
Yes, well, I've never thought of that before, but...
No, I'm just thinking because sometimes we cheat using cornflakes for things like crumbles and whatnot, so maybe.
Why not? I mean, I personally think, now that I think about it, it will make a very nice version of it, because you got that very almost creamy flavor from the corn, from the cornflakes. Yeah, so
interesting. Okay, so not oats themselves, but maybe like an oat
maybe
biscuit.
if it's like a oat biscuit that you crushed up and use again. Okay. But like a lot of the older people or aunties and grannies would call this milk pop.
Milk pop.
Yeah, so
okay,
that's
so
porridge.
like the South African pop.
Yes,
like
milk.
we use the maize to prepare.
Yes, and they would say when you prepare.
It's very similar to ikwig bemi for us. Yes.
So when you prepare the milk tart base, they would say that you are cooking the milk pop.
Okay.
For the milk tart.
For the milk tart.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that is the milk pop.
So yeah.
So we just want
porridge.
to this, and remember last time we made a bechamel.
Yes.
This is a little bit less thicker than a bechamel, a little bit more airy to it, and we're just going to keep that to the side now. The moment it starts making the bubbles, it's fine to remove it. Okay, and now keep it to the side. Remember, it has the cornstarch inside, it has the eggs inside, and this is still cooking on the side. And then we're going to add the egg whites to it also. So by the time this starts cooling down, it's going to make a beautiful filling to our
begin
tart
to
shell.
set. It will become more solid.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, my friend, because you're a lady, I'm not going to give you the work to do. I'll do it. So we're just going to give this a nice little whisk.
I don't mind doing the work.
And let's see if I can still do this.
Yeah, the air is coming out. Becoming fluffy and foamy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You got your egg white?
Yeah.
So, and that's almost going to give it like a moussey texture, right? There we go.
Look at that.
That's it. And now we're just going to fold it into our mix. So, this one is actually much better.
Okay.
We used earlier for the butter. Okay. Get that in there. I'm going to take our egg whites, just fold it in.
So bit by bit.
Bit by bit.
Wonderful.
And you can see the airiness that it's making to the milk pop or to the custard, because it's actually a custard.
I think so. This process is also important. Otherwise, we would have started cooking the egg white.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it will look like poached eggs.
Yes. So we're putting a little bit and a little bit in there, folding it into our mix.
Wonderful. I'm going back to my cookie dough.
Are you doing your cookie
Very quietly.
cookie again?
Very quietly.
Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
I feel like a big kid in the kitchen. You know? So what do we usually have a milk tart with? And do we eat it for breakfast? Is
Yeah.
it a dessert? Like, how does it work?
So milk tart can be eaten any time of the day.
Anytime. So all day, every day.
It can
If I
be
wake up at midnight, I can eat a milk tart.
Yes.
Breakfast, I can eat. Brunch, I can eat a milk anytime.
There's no specific time, or well, maybe not for breakfast, but then again, if a colleague it's their birthday at work, they bring a milk tart to work. So
Really? That's
yes,
what happens?
That's it. I mean, you either bring a milk tart, or the other thing that we love as South Africans is a peppermint crisp tart. That's our other go-to dessert, or like family celebration. We also love lemon meringue pie. We have our versions of it, and then the thing that I know, you guys got cremora here, right?
We have.
Cremora, or you got Ellis Brown.
So we
the
have.
creamer.
Yes. Yes.
So we have something called cremora. That's basically a coffee creamer, and you won't believe we make a tart out of it. That's called cremora tart, and yeah, and that is also
You
one
just
of the.
love tarts.
Yeah, we love it so much.
There's a different kind of tart for everything.
Yes, and there's a marshmallow tart. Marshmallow tart, I actually think a lot of people in Ghana would like because it's a combination of pineapple and marshmallows and then condensed milk that you mix together and you put that on a cookie
Yeah,
crust.
it sounds like very familiar things.
And then, yeah,
This
there's
is
our
wonderful.
mixture,
I can
nice
see the
and
airiness.
airiness.
I can see the airiness.
And now we're just gonna add it again
It looks
on
very
the fire.
pretty.
Yeah. We're gonna add it here, cook it up a little bit until it's nice and thick and combined now.
It looks very rich.
It is very rich. You see there? And that's what we want. Okay.
So that's it?
That's it.
So simple.
So simple, so easy to make.
Okay. So now
Okay.
we need our crust.
Crust, yes.
Is it ready?
So you can check it for us.
It's nice and brown.
Nice and brown. Ah, that's perfect. Okay. Can I take it out for us, madame?
Yes, sir.
Take that out. Wow.
That is gorgeous.
There we go.
I don't even know what it's supposed to look like, but I'm excited.
So that's our crust, and now we basically gonna allow our filling just to cool a little bit, and then we're gonna put it on top. Then we're gonna chill it. When it comes out of, just before we serve it, we're gonna have a luscious topping of cinnamon on top. I know you're gonna love that. And
I love cinnamon. I live for cinnamon.
And we're gonna have a nice big slice with a nice cup of tea.
I love it.
Because that's how we have it in
I
SA
love
with,
it.
with
I
tea
love
or
it.
coffee.
I love it. I
We
love
call
it.
coffee in South Africa, we call boeretuis.
Boeretuis.
Yeah, it means
Boeretuis.
farmer street.
Farmer streets.
Yes,
That sounds about right.
yes, yes. So we're gonna have some farmer street or some tea. And I brought us some special tea from Kenya. So Kenyan tea with South African milk tarts.
Kenyan tea. I mean, give it to me any day.
And there you go.
All
Yeah.
right, so then we can go on a break then.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll see how this, the what's it called again? The milk pop.
Milk pop.
Milk pop. Yeah, so the milk pop, the milk porridge, as our grannies in South Africa call it, how the milk pop, will cool down, and we see how it's transferred into this tart, okay? And then from there, we chill, and then we sit down, and we chill
And we
with
chill
tea and milk tart.
With tea and milk tart.
Yes.
There.
This is What's Cooking. We'll be right back. Welcome back to What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko. Now, Chef Pieter,
Yeah.
one of my favorite chefs in the whole wide world, and I'm not even just saying that because he's here. You know, he's been teaching us how to make a milk tart or a milk tart.
Milk tart,
Milk tart, yes. Something that he grew up eating. He's learned his granny's version, his mama's version, the store-bought versions, all the versions in South Africa. All the different versions, and you know, we finished it off with the very generous sprinkling of cinnamon.
I actually want to put a little bit more because cinnamon is
cinnamon, so I have no problem.
Yeah, that is the secret of this whole. You know, it's not a milk tart without cinnamon.
Wonderful.
And what we basically did is just to recap.
Yes, very important.
Yeah, we've done the milk pop or the milk custard, put that into our shell that was pre-baked. Put it in the fridge, gave it some time to rest, about 2 hours in the fridge, and there you have your end result. A little bit of cinnamon at the end.
There we go.
And there we go. And can I dish us up a slice?
Yes, please.
And then some tea.
Okay, so we have some tea, and you did say we're bringing some Kenyan tea.
Some Kenyan
Kericho Gold.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
And then, a little bit of South African.
I was saying, Chef, why did you? You should have told me this is what you're going to bring. I have plenty sitting in my office.
You told me about it. And then,
lots of it.
Have you ever had rooibos before?
Absolutely.
You love rooibos?
South Africans and their rooibos.
But
it's actually my dad who introduced me to.
Oh, really? To rooibos?
My parents are tea connoisseurs, if I may say so.
And do they like rooibos?
Oh, they do. Especially my dad. So we had vanilla rooibos.
Oh, wow.
Mint rooibos, all sorts of different
all the different varieties.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so we've got our tea. I made them very full. Sorry, now there's no space for you. Okay, maybe when we take your tea bag out.
We got the ideal milk.
Take this one. I see that.
Evaporated
milk.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
But I even like mine without the milk. I like to taste the body of the tea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I'm a big tea lover, so.
You're working on your own tea range now,
yes,
right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am working on my own
Tell me
tea
about
range. So it's inspired by my poetry. So there are 3 different varieties.
Yes.
And the first one is supposed to inspire action and innovation or creativity. Yeah. The second one is what I call the romance pack. Yeah. So very romantic, very lovey-dovey.
And how do you do that in tea?
It's so great. So the lady I'm working with on this project, she asked me, she said, oh, do you want to work with just flavors or with moods?
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's poetry, so let's do moods. Yeah. And that's what we did. So
amazing.
Looking through the things we want to inspire. The third one is supposed to inspire tranquility and calmness, evoke calmness. So we went through it and she came up with blends, different ingredients, and voila, that's what we had, So I will be sure to share some with you.
What's the name of the tea range?
Poetic Justice.
Amazing. And do you have one with a little bit of hibiscus in it? And
we do, for the creativity and action blend.
Nice. And what do you think about the milk tart? You like it?
Amazing. This is everything, and I like the fact that it's cold.
Yeah, it's nicely chilled because it just comes from the fridge, right? And
so I want to find out from you. I mean, we've done several things in this kitchen.
Yeah.
With you, chef. And milk has featured in different forms. Now, I don't want to say that because maybe in South Africa you use milk for a lot of things, but in your profession, I think in Ghana when we think of milk, we think of tea, porridge, and then maybe that's it.
I think, we have a very valid point here, right? We are extremely blessed as South Africans with some of the best cattle farmers in the world. I mean, South African beef is just, we're extremely spoiled with South African meat.
Beef is something else.
And with that being said, obviously when you have a lot of cattle, you also have amazing dairy farmers. So we are blessed that from a very young age, regardless of what your background are, milk is a very big part of your upbringing. And a lot of people, if you talk to them about their best memories growing up in South Africa, and once again, I'm talking about multiple backgrounds, is to have fresh, hot farm milk from the cow. and in the morning, and then that's served with your pap, your porridge, you know. And we sometimes don't understand how blessed we are with that, and so much of our food is influenced by this milk that we have. So I do understand when you get to like West African countries, you see the ideal milk quite a lot. You see condensed milk, and you see this milk powder being used quite a lot.
Lots of milk powder.
Because of not having so much dairy farms here. So once again,
And those options are generally more affordable.
yeah,
Than buying a carton of milk.
exactly.
Yeah.
We were talking about it the other day, same Africa, but also so different. And I'm sure when you go to your more countries that's more Middle Eastern influence, if you look like your Egypt and that across there,
Egypt,
yes,
Morocco.
you also see a different type of milk being used there, and also like your karak teas and that type of influence.
Absolutely.
So where South Africa, Kenya, we have Kenyan tea, yeah, but in Kenya also coffee is very popular, same as in South Africa. I mean, we love coffee. The funny thing about South African coffee, I think it's the past 10 years where people actually started appreciating coffee, because we used to love chicory quite a lot there.
I see.
And you know, chicory is we grew up and thought chicory as coffee, you know,
Interesting.
and a blend of it. So
Too bad mine, too bad mine, too bad mine, too bad mine. Was
in the heat of the moment.
You did not just do that. And speaking of coffee, my neighbor here, the taster general, he
Yeah.
loves coffee. Like, I mean, he's very annoying.
No,
Coffee
As
drinker.
You have discovered,
Yeah.
Chef Pieter, and our viewers know by now. Very annoying. I mean, a neighbor who pops in
Yeah.
when you're eating every
Chef Pieter.
time.
Yeah.
But one thing I love
In-
about living next door to him, I smell coffee being brewed.
No,
every
in Ghana
day.
we like it big, so you have to add one more.
One
No,
more
I'm
piece.
giving you fans, and you're there doing sisalo.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand sisalo?
No, this one is from
Chef
South
Peter,
Africa.
can-
That's
when
fine.
we say
Is that
in
fine?
Ga,
Yes, that's fine.
Is that
Chef Peter,
perfect now?
when
In the
we say
interim.
in Ga, oh sisa, you're a sisalo, it means like basically you like sponging off of people. Yeah, like you're not invited, you just come to sponge. That's what it means.
No, I heard Chef Peter is in town, so I made myself available.
But nobody invited you.
No, I have to give testimony to what he's cooking.
So when will you call me to say, oh,
Oh,
can I come over, instead of just crashing the party?
well, eclipse of the moon. I'm giving you my date.
So rude. Like what? You know what?
Eclipse of the moon.
Can I get a cup to start my tea?
Can we give him some? We don't have coffee. Is that okay?
No, the tea. I'm fine. It's my route anyway. You know.
And we just need to get a spoon.
Thank you.
He should get his own spoon. You have a teaspoon too. I never even realized. You have a teaspoon too.
There you go. Okay. Can I pour some?
Yes, please pour some. Yep.
There's your tea bag.
Thank
you.
you.
And then you're having some South African milk tart here today. Ever had milk tart before?
South African what?
Milk tart.
Milk tart.
Milk tart, yeah. Milk tart. Can you say
Milk tart. Okay.
milk tart?
It's like milk tart. It's like tart. Everything tart.
What? But enjoy it.
Yeah,
I will
enjoy.
enjoy it.
But
you go.
what other things can we do with milk? I mean,
So we have something that's actually called melkos. And that directly translates to milk food. And that's the only thing that you do is that you bring milk to a boiling point. You add some sugar and butter to it.
so what other things can we make with milk? Because I feel like from the West African perspective, and even narrowing it down to Ghana, we have a very limited perspective of what we can do with milk in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe you can teach us a thing or two.
Well, we got something that's actually called melkos.
Milk.
And that translates to milk food. And that is, you can eat it for dinner, you can eat it for breakfast, you can eat it for lunch, okay? And what it is that you bring milk to a boiling point, you add butter to it or margarine, sugar, and then you do flour on the side, or you add a little bit of margarine to the flour to make crumbs. And then this is the only time that you want it to make lumps. You throw the flour mixture inside the hot milk and you let it make lumps. And that is malkos, milk food. And you eat it with cinnamon, a little bowl of porridge of that.
Very interesting.
And people in South Africa loves it, especially, you know, one thing about why cinnamon and milk and tea go so well there is because we actually have winter in South Africa, you know?
Of course. In fact, we're in July, August.
Yeah.
It's winter, no?
It's winter now there, and you know, it's speaking to some of my friends last night, -4.
What?
Wow.
Record temperatures in certain parts of South
What?
Africa. So, I mean, it's cold. It's cold. And I remember at the beginning of the year, this is the funniest thing. When I went to Germany for the Culinary Olympics, people said to me, it's going to be cold, Pa. I didn't believe them. Okay, I knew it's going to be cold because I was like doing the research, like,
Of
yeah,
course. So
-4.
yeah.
And I even went to our walk-in freezers and fridges and like feel,
You were
oh,
preparing
no, it's
yourself.
not so bad, you know. My
And of
goodness.
course, you were going from Ghana, so
Going from Ghana, from a 38, 39, walking into a -10 on a German airport. It was the first time in my life, my friend, I bought a jacket at the airport. I am one of those people that refuse. I would say I will not buy clothes at the airport because, you know, at the airport clothes are 10 times more
Exactly.
expensive than at normal. That was the only time in my life that I didn't listen
Couldn't
to
help it.
advice. And I ran to the first shop and I just bought a puffer jacket there from the German airport, and I still felt like I was in a fridge because it's you know, if you have African blood in you, it's a cold that you are not used to.
of course.
You
it's a
can't
different
explain
kind
it
of
to
cold.
someone.
Yeah,
It's
a
a,
different kind of cold.
because if you think your walk-in freezer, you know, walk-in freezer where you do your meat and stuff in a hotel needs to run at -18, -19. And that is in a controlled environment, and it's stone hard, the meat
Yeah.
inside. Now you walk into environment -10, and that is your normal.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It's crazy, crazy,
So
crazy.
no, we are blessed
Very, very
with
blessed.
our temperature.
We are.
Very, very good.
We are.
What you do with milk, I think you love the ones that the cow milk one that we do. What's the name of our local one that they use?
The Burkina.
Burkina. Yeah.
Have you tried Burkina? So it's like a local yogurt, and then we have bits of millet in it, you know, boiled millet. And but you have to make it on the farm, just like wagashi, because the milk is not pasteurized. So it needs to come directly
Wow.
from, brilliant, amazing. Amazing. And
That is so
I mean,
nice.
it's become very mainstream in Ghanaian cuisine now. Before it was limited to the communities that it comes from, but now almost everybody is crazy about it.
It's like the thing that I'm totally in love with. I'm going to tell the ingredients and you're going to tell me what it is. And I'm trying to explain it to my friends in South Africa. When you do gari,
Gary,
coffee creamer,
okay,
peanuts,
okay.
sugar, and water.
Gary soakings. Gary soakings.
Oh, I love it.
Gary soakings. That's it.
I love it so much. Whoever came up with that idea, I don't understand.
It's actually a student's thing, you know.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
student's thing.
Something especially in boarding schools, because you know Gary you can store for a long time. Once you have an airtight container, your Gary will be crisp. It doesn't go flat. And then you have some water. You have your milk powder. I mean, typically milk powder easier
Yeah.
for a student to come by than evaporated milk and to store.
And
Because
then the
once you open
groundnuts.
it, and the groundnuts, you know, everything.
It's delicious.
I love Gary soakings. And look, I love Gary soakings to the point where I don't even need the milk and the groundnuts. If I have the water, the Gary, and the sugar, I'm fine.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. And sometimes when I want to pretend that I'm being bougie, then I add cinnamon to it. I'm like, if I get home, I'm too tired to cook, or I'm hungry. Yeah, Gary soakings.
I
Straight.
even took the, you know, I like the Ghanaian instant stuff, right? So I took the Gary Soaking's instant packs to South Africa.
You know what? You just need to open a Ghana shop. He needs to open a Ghana shop in South Africa because he's carrying all the things, taking Tasty Tom there, taking Shitot there, everything. No, you just need to open a Ghana.
I told my friends, you take this packet, you put water on there, and you drink it with ice, and it will change your life. And I did it, and they're like, wow, what is this? I'm like, no, and we don't call it groundnut there, right? They call it peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
I said to them, it's like a peanut butter energy drink, what, you know, you're like.
And you know, some people even add Milo or, you know, like
to make
cocoa powder to it. Yeah, to give it a choco vibe.
Nice.
You know, no, that's for Gary Soakings. Gary Soakings, no.
No, it's the bomb.
It is. It
It's
is
the bomb.
nothing like it in the world. Chef, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed learning how to make this milk tart. I mean, I've read so much about it, heard so much. Funnily enough, I've never tasted a milk tart until today. I mean, I've done South Africa, tasted the bunny chow, done all the pap, all that, but this is my first time having a milk tart. Yes.
I feel honored that I'm the first person to make milk tart.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And bringing along the Kenyan tea, the karicho. You know, shout outs to our Kenyan friends in Ghana. You know, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will come visit for some more milk tarts.
Yes, please.
Taster General.
Yep.
You're just eating. You've forgotten that you have a role to play.
No. After a third bite, the results will be clean. 2 bites is not enough to declare. But with Chef Pieter around, everything tastes so nice. But since you taught her how to do it, you pass it on.
Pass it on how? As in, I'll
So
give you
that-
the recipe?
Yes, that'll cook for you.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought you were saying that I should make it for you.
No,
Like,
you
we'll
cook
see
for
who
me.
will lose.
And the day of eclipse of the moon,
Like we'll see who will lose. You create this thing forever and ever. Me make it. Even if I make it, give you lie.
Eclipse of the moon.
Can you imagine? So
Nuchi.
no, you have to say it in Afrikaans.
Oh, wait there. The dead.
Is that Afrikaans?
African, no.
Lekker.
It's lekker.
Chef Pieter, thank you for
Thank you so
coming
much.
through once
I
again.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for teaching us how to do this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do this at home. It's really simple.
Very easy.
Very, very easy. Thank you. Thank you for always carrying Africa and South Africa in your heart.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank
for
you for having
doing
me.
the Ghanaian version,
Yeah.
throwing some coconut milk and some.
And it's nice.
condensed
I mean,
milk
I'm
in there.
tasting this actually for the first time
No,
with the
that's
coconut
really
milk.
good.
I'm like,
I
oh wow,
love
the
it.
coconut flavor comes out
It's
quite nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of What's Cooking. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've been inspired to try new things with the things that are around you. Very important. Don't just eat the same thing all the time. You know, even if that's what you want to do, once in a while, go, you know, try something new, explore. It helps, okay? And Chef Pieter Milan, friend of mine, friend of ours here at Channel 1 TV. He's a group executive chef of the Fiesta Group. So you've got Fiesta Royale Hotel, Fiesta Residences. Go check him out. He's got a chef's table that he runs with his crew at Fiesta Residences, and you can actually see some of the food being prepared live and colored. It's actually pretty exciting to be in that ambience, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This show is sponsored by Tasty Tom. Ufa kakra, na ye bebre. Indomie tastes great. Fortune rice and mopa, and it's mama's choice all the time. And of course, Frito, you deserve a life of goodness. My name is Apioko. See you next time.